Hey folks, another video to help you get started the semester right. This one is about what you should think about as you are heading into your turn as a team lead. What that means to me is that your group is leading the discussion in that particular week. Now, the way that I've got this designed, I've already come up with a long list of potential topics that you might want to choose to talk about in your week as the leadership team. You'll be working with a team of 3 other people, 4 of you in total. And this particular unit of the class grading structure is really a 3-week process, okay? In the first, actually it's a 4-week process, really. In the first week, which is several weeks ahead of when you actually have your discussion board, you're picking a topic. In the second week, you're really researching that topic in SHRM, and you're building the information that the rest of the class is going to use for the discussion, which happens in week 3. In week 4, you think back on it all and you reflect on it. So I'm going to talk through in this video the steps that are involved, what you need to be thinking about during those steps, when you need to do certain things, and what your expectations are in order to get a good grade. As is often the case, I'm going to share my screen and open up a couple of files that you have access to, both in the course builder content and as links in the week 1 advanced organizer. So you can print these things off if you want. You can have copies of them. You can always go back to them. And with as is the case with the other videos that I'm doing, this particular video you may have found in the week 1 content. You also may have found it in a folder called videos. So you can always come back to the videos folder for any of these things later on in the semester if you want to look at this video again. So let's share application here. Once it has cascaded for us, we'll go in here and we'll open up the instructions. All right, so a couple of weeks before your official week on the calendar, you should get together as your group and discuss which of the topics from our master list that haven't been discussed yet you're most interested in discussing. So you may pick ban the box, or you may pick wellness, or you may pick ethics, or you may pick executive pay, or you may pick minimum wage, or whatever. There's a whole lot of different topics. I think we've got a total of 12 weeks when you guys as the class members are leading the topic, and there's many more than 12 topics out there. You probably hear my dog in the background barking at a leaf or something outside. So the first thing that you'll do very early on in the process is to get with your teammates through email, through GroupMe, whatever it is that you do, and say, which topic do you like? I like this one, you like that one. Okay, let's narrow it down, let's pick one. Once you have that topic, and let's say that you're responsible for presenting in week 4. In week 2, I want you to be able to email me. Somebody from your group of 4 should email me and say, this is the topic we want. And I'll say, oops, sorry, that's already been picked for week 1, or yeah, go ahead and go with it. Okay? Once you get my approval that that topic is good, then in week 3, in this case, you're going to be looking through SHRM, each one of you individually, looking for articles about that topic, and you're going to start compiling a list. You'll ultimately probably come up with 6 or 7 or 8 articles that all of you will read, and then you'll say, let's settle on these 3, or let's settle on these 4, and you'll have a few of them that you kind of put in your back pocket, so to speak, that you can introduce in the middle of the week of the discussion if you need to take the direction of the conversation in a particular way. But what 3 or 4 do you think are best when it comes to really laying out what this topic is all about and what HR people are saying? So when you decided on those 3 or 4 articles, I want you to begin to develop a Word document that has the name of the article and the URL link of the article for each one. All right, I want both the name and the link, not just the link where I can find the name, but both the name and the link. Then as you think about those 8 or 9 articles that you've read, trying to condense it to 3, I want you as a group to come up with what I call an overview. What are the main ideas about this topic? It's probably half a page, maybe a page at the most, in a Word document. That somebody who is just accessing this topic in our class for the first time, that hasn't read the articles yet, can read this executive summary and get an idea about what this topic is all about before they go and start reading your articles and researching their own. So it may be a handful of bullets that have key ideas. It may be a paragraph, but in either case, if I were just looking at this topic for the very first time, what do you think I need to know before I start doing research? So it's the background kind of information. It's not such that you have to say what's a main idea or two from this article, what's a main idea or two from this article, but more so as I think about all six, as I think about all 12 that we've read, what are the key ideas that come out of all of these articles? So that's the overview. So in this document that you're preparing for me in week 2, in preparation for week 3, you've got URLs and article names for 3 or 4 articles, maybe 5. Then you've got an overview of what this topic is. And then I want your team to come up with 1 or maybe 2 or 3 really open-ended discussion questions that you think can get the class going about this topic and exploring different avenues of this topic. And you want to have things that are kind of open-ended that can create a little story. They can type a paragraph, not just, do you think this is good or bad and why? You're not going to get much of a variety on responses to that. So you have picked your topic in week 2 and gotten it approved. In week 3, you've done your research. Ideally, by Wednesday night of week number 3, the week before you lead the discussion, you've given me all that information. So I've got time to look at it, make suggestions, get a version 2 if necessary. Each day you wait, the total points that you earn goes down. So the longer you wait, the less you score. The earlier you get it done, the better. Somebody from your team, not all of 4 of you, but one person is designated to email me that document. I'll look through it. If I like it, I'll go ahead and load it out to the discussion board so that it's available on Sunday morning. If I don't like something, this article's not real good, or I'm not sure about these discussion questions or whatever, give me a little more detail in your overview. You'll have a couple of days to make a correction and get it back to me. So in the week before your discussion, in this example, it's week 3, you send me that information. I'll load it out there. First thing Sunday morning, you need to go into your discussion board and create a post that says, I'm on the leadership team this week and I'm looking forward to your input, and submit. The way that the discussion boards are set up is that you can't read anything until you've made a post. But I don't want you making a post about one of your questions. You want them to share their ideas and you respond to them. So you just create a post that says, I'm on the leadership team this week. Looking forward to it. So during the week, you're going to log in regularly. You're going to read their stuff. You're going to ask them questions to clarify things. You're going to ask them for elaboration and clarification and whatnot. In a normal week in a discussion board, when you're not the team lead, you're going to make 4 posts. When you're the leader, the expectation's higher, and you're going to make at least 6. Maybe you're going to make 8 or 10, but more than in a normal week. So during the week, log in a lot, read everything, respond to a lot of different things. You're still going to want to follow the guidelines for a normal week where you respond, every few days, not all at once, not all on Saturday. So the discussion goes all week. You're interactive. You're drawing out ideas. When the week ends on Saturday night, then in week number 5, all right, remembering week number 2, select the topic. Week number 3, do your research and submit it. Week number 4, lead the discussion and be active in the discussion. Week number 5, think back over that process. Think back over what you learned and write a little summary where you have all of that stuff, the URLs and the article titles and the overview and the discussion questions, and then have a paragraph where you talk about what you learned, how you think it went, what were the high points and the low points, and then a final section where you list your teammates, including yourself, and tell me what they did to contribute in selecting the topic, in researching the topic, in participating in the discussion board, and so forth, okay? And you will submit that in week 5 after your discussion board has closed as the team lead 1 assignment or the team lead 2 assignment as we get further on in the semester. So only one of you emails me the topic. Only one of you emails me on the front side all this information, but each one of you submits a topic lead 1 after the week is closed. Now, please don't submit that at the beginning of the week, before the week. Don't submit it during the week of your discussion. It's designed to be after the discussion has closed, thinking back about the whole process. All right, hopefully that makes sense. In that 4th part, here's some other things that you want to kind of think about a little bit. what have you learned? How has your ideas changed? How would you talk to your boss about this topic? And so forth. Hopefully that really makes a lot of sense now. Let me go back here and pick up the grading rubric. Several different components here. I'm sure the articles are going to be pretty good. I'm really concerned, as you see the 100 points here, the bigger things are the overview, the posting, and the reading. That's the main pieces of participating in a discussion board and leading a discussion board. So I'm really interested in what you say in your overview. Does it really cover the topic? Does it really give the bulk of what somebody needs to know about this topic as they begin their research? It was really good. It was pretty good. It was fair. It was poor. It was really bad. Most folks really, if they've got a good solid half a page or so and really talks about different pieces of it, should get 20 or 18. What were your questions like? Again, really good, pretty good, fair, poor, really bad. You want open-ended questions. How many articles did you give me? Minimum expectation is 3. You might give me 4 or 5. Don't give me 12 because that is a lot to read, but at least 3. Did you give me 3? Did you give me 2? Did you give me 1? The timeliness here is where having somebody not only good at coordinating the research, but also compiling it and really, really dependable to email it. If I get it by Wednesday night, full credit. If you wait until Thursday, you've lost points. Friday, you've lost points. Saturday noon. The later you wait, the harder it is on me, especially if I'm going to be out of town for the weekend. I've got to get this stuff loaded by Saturday afternoon so that you can see it Sunday morning. So the longer you wait, the harder it is for me, especially if there's a problem. So look to get it in early. On your posting, as I said, normally you're going to post 4 times. When you're the leadership team, more is expected, and you're going to post 6 or more for full credits. 4 or 5 times, 2 or 3 times, only once, not at all. Reading things, the expectation is 90 or above if you are a regular member of the class, but if you're on the leadership team, the expectation is higher, 95 or more, 90 or more, 80 or more, 70 or more, so forth. And then the last part of it for 10 points is that summary document where you give me the URLs, the article titles, the overview, the discussion questions, and then that 4th section with kind of how do you respond to your boss, what have you learned, what was the process like, and the 5th part with the input and feedback on your teammates. How well did you do on that? Very good, pretty good, fair, poor, not at all. That should give you a pretty good idea of what you have to do when it's your leadership team. As I go out here and look at the course home, that impacts first Carter, Miller-Brooks, Romanesque, and Tapia, Castro. But Felker, Moon, Salyers, and Thomas are right on the heels of them, so y'all start thinking as well. There's a link down here to the list of topics. If you're especially on team number 1, this week, sometime you need to give me an idea of what topic you want to select for week number 3. Hope that helps you a great deal in figuring out this team lead thing. If you have questions, ask Dr. Grimes on the discussion board or email me or text me. But I'm looking forward to the topics that you select. It's always a lot of fun every semester. I have no idea what topics are going to be picked off that list because it's up to you. You're exploring the things that are of interest to you. I'll be active during the week on the discussion boards, adding my thoughts, asking questions, but I'll tend to wait until day 3 or day 4 and let you guys start a conversation before I jump in. But expect me to be active just like you are. That's it for now.